You and I go hard at each other like we're going to war. You and I go rough.
Welcome back to another episode of Beer Addiction with Mike and my bro Seth Dylan. Today we're going to be tasting a beer that I've actually brewed twice. It's a Festa Brew kit, so one of those really easy to brew kits where you just dump a sack of liquid into a bucket, toss in the yeast and let it ferment. So really simple. I mean, even he could do it. I'm just teasing him. He's a very capable person. Won't compare the two because, you know, whatever. Let's get on with this. So this is a double oatmeal stout. Comes in at about 5% alcohol. And I like to give names to my beers even if I didn't actually make the recipe. So I coined this bad boy with the beautiful name of Scroats McOats. And I'm pretty proud of that one. You know, it's funny though, even though I like the name, people tell me that they don't really want to drink a beer that's called Scroats anything.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't get it. So this beer has actually been in the bottle for a few months. So it's definitely minimum at its prime. It is possibly a little beyond its prime. But it has a dark color. I mean, it's even if you hold it up to the light, Dylan, like you won't see that it's pitch black. I mean, generally with your oatmeal stouts, you're gonna get a color that, like dark ales, you might be able to see through, but with the oatmeal stouts, there's no seeing through them. So it's not even just black; it's pitch black. Got a nice tanned head, you know, that kind of beigey, light brown, but definitely not white head. Let's go in for a smell. Definitely has some like darker caramelly smells. I don't smell so much oatmeal, but there's definitely some sugar.
You taste it. Yeah, I smell the sugar.
Yeah,
it's definitely there.
There's a sweetness. I can also smell, now I'll tell you, it's an off flavor unfortunately, but that's what happens when it sits on sediment, whether in the carboy or in the bottle. Can I tell you a scent that or a flavor that you probably wouldn't have like put together, but it smells like olives. Like, I don't know if
I didn't notice that.
Do you want to smell it again, see if you get that? Because kind of like an olive soapy taste,
when you
like smell.
You notice it.
Yeah, exactly. So I've actually condemned many of my friends who love dark beers because this is such a common flavor. When you're at the store and you buy a dark beer, a craft beer, a micro beer that's sitting there, there's a huge chance it'll have this flavor. And it's not supposed to be there, unfortunately. But that's what happens when a beer sits somewhere for a little more than it was supposed to. Especially warm temperatures will accelerate this flavor a lot. Anyways, so let's go in for a little bit of a taste.
Sounds good.
Right away, it's just creamy. I don't know, like, it's not as... I get some roasted flavors.
Yeah, you can taste the roasted.
And the roasted gives you some bitterness, but the bitterness isn't so much from the hops, it's from this roasted flavor. You get a little bit of those chocolate coffee tastes, like a tad more. I find more of the chocolatiness than any coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And
the sweetness, those kind of caramelly sweetness smells that like we had originally got in the aroma, I find it comes through in the taste. Like
yeah, it's sweet. You can taste the sweetness of it.
Yeah. Like I said, this is the second time I've brewed this beer. I find that this is one of Festa Brew, if not their best kit. Like I said, 5% alcohol. IBUs probably 30 to 40. I'm not exactly sure. Probably on the lower range of that. And yeah, did you get anything else in the taste?
I tasted the roastedness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of the first things.
The first thing that popped in your head. Do you get it's the oatmeal that lent it that creaminess. Like, I don't know. We'll go in for a mouthfeel, see if we get something else. I wanted to taste the oatmeal though, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't know, because like, it's not aggressively carbonated. It's smooth. Like, it's I don't know how else to describe it besides creamy. And that's lent from the oatmeal. Unfortunately, I don't actually taste any of the oats, which is sometimes nice, sometimes not so nice, especially if you get more of a yeast or a bready taste than the actual oatmeal. Here you don't really get either. Just get a nice, as the roastedness really comes through after doing that mouthfeel. It's definitely a predominant flavor.
You can taste it.
Yeah,
even
I mean,
afterwards.
it's definitely. I'd say it's almost like together it lends kind of a burnt caramel taste.
That's a good description of it.
Yeah, but very good. Like it's one that you can really enjoy. And Dill's here, not the biggest beer connoisseur or dark beer person, but this is a beer that I think you could have a pint of if one and less through the night. Enjoy it. So yeah, cheers Festa Brew. Great job again. I give this beer a solid 4 on 5 because I think that it's one that I'd make a third time, even a fourth. And for me, making the same beer and over again isn't common just because I love to experiment. What would you give it on 5?
It's not my favorite one you've made, but it's definitely, well, I give it a 4 out of 5.
Give it a 4?
Yeah.
All right. Solid 4 from the two of us. Again, got this at my homebrew shop, Cache du Bootlegger in Baie d'Urfé, West Island of Montreal. Thank you for joining us on Beer Addiction. Thanks, Dylan.
No problem.
And we'll see you next time for another homebrew review. Ciao, guys.
You and I go hard.